Hello, welcome to the review of the set 42055 or Stacker Reclaimer, and if you're non-Australian, multi-bucket excavator. It's a big one. Apparently it's the biggest Technic Lego have out at the moment. It is 2 years old, but I picked it up for a steal, 40% off. I got it on a Christmas sale, so that's why we're doing it. It has a thick book, very thick book, but don't let the book scare you off, because the thicker the book, the easier the instructions, and that's what makes these Legos so good, is that the instructions are second to none. Step by step, they don't skip anything. Everything's gone over, and it's in good details. There are a few, I've got a few little marks here for young player traps. Just a couple of little things that, if you're doing it, keep your eye out on for them when you're starting it off. It starts you off building this little dump truck. It's got a nice little mechanism in it that flips the tray up and blocks it out. So down, it's got a nice little turning mechanism in there. One thing with this set is the box says 12 to 16, and I really feel it should be 16 plus. This set has a lot of gearing, and these axles run from the motor up here all the way down through into the base. And while it's got the instructions there to help you out, there are a few things that you need to do when you're building to make sure you don't skip a step and you don't put the wrong part in the wrong place. And Lego have gone through, and they've got these little keys in the bottom here, and they're 1-to-1 scale of the pieces. And your best thing to do is every piece it says to get, if it says to get a 5-axle, to just drop that down in the bottom and just double check that measurement. I do it with every single piece I use, and that stops you from having any dramas when you're building this. Otherwise, I've done it before, you go through and you get right to the end and it says to use a 7-axle, and you've only got a 5 left because you've accidentally put your 7 down the bottom somewhere where a 5's meant to be, and then you're short, and you've got to ultimately go back to that stage, pull your 5 or your 7 out and put your 5 in there so you can keep going. And while it's not a big deal, it is a pain in the bum. Now this thing is fully electronic, all run by this battery pack up here. Comes into a motor, and the whole thing, you can drive the tracks. The tracks are the actual slews around on it. This whole bucket wheel spins, which I'll show you at the end, and it's all powered by one motor here with a set of gears that run down through 3 different axle systems. It's really fantastic design, and it's designed really well. It's probably one of the more well-designed Technic sets that I've built, and while it lacks a little bit of power, maybe they should have a different motor here somewhere for the bucket wheel, or maybe separate the bottom half from the top half and put a more powerful thing in it, because I'd really like to see this when you've got a big pile of Lego on your floor, set this bad boy up and actually get that playability out of it, and have it scooping up your small Lego pieces and bringing them out through this and dumping them into your trailer. That'd just give it that little bit more playability, and I think that'd really make it shine. My favourite part of the build would be a toss-up between doing this section here with all the gearing and that big wheel section and that conveyor, or maybe this base here. There was a lot of technical aspects in that base which I really enjoyed as well. A few things, like I said, to note for new players coming into doing these Technics would be to count your holes. So when it says to put 3 pins in, count your holes, your blank holes, or count your holes from where there is currently a pin, because that's ultimately going to give you the best accuracy on where to place your pins, especially when you've got long designs like this and it only has a picture of placing 6 pins into a piece like that. They will number them and they will label them, but just really keep on top of it, because like I said before, if you have to go back and you have to pull your pins out and pull bits apart and restart it over, it's just going to be a pain in the bum. So yeah, that's it. It took me about maybe 15 hours of build time, which isn't too bad. I wasn't rushing through. I have kids and that, so the kids come and gave me a hand, and we built it together. And yeah, about 14-15 hours of build time. It was altogether a really good build. I enjoyed it a lot. So yeah, if you haven't got it and you're looking for something to do and you find it on sale like I did, pick it up, because it's a really good one.